This is the O-Review podcast. O-Review.
Welcome to another episode. I am going to take a look at two pairs of glasses today. They're the same model, but two different colorways. Something that is really exciting is that they're coming out with some really weird things right now. I just did a review of the Drill Bay, which is kind of a weird lifestyle piece. So let's take a look at a weird performance piece, sport piece, but not really. It's actually classified as a goggle for some reason. And this actually plays a very distinct role in what the lens looks like too. So let's take a look at it. I have issues with the name of it, just because it doesn't seem to follow a lot of the logical reasons for why they would call it that. But this is the Wind Jacket 2.0. I love the look of this. It's really kind of something different. It looks like they just kind of sketched out something, and where the lines merge, they just cut them off at that point. There's just angles going every which way, from the stem to the orbitals. Even the back has some crazy stuff going on. Alright, so let me get the other one. This is the Retina Yellow, or Neon Retina, with Black Iridium Prism Snow. And this is 80s green with Prism Torch Snow. This one looks kind of different inside versus outside. Inside I can see a nice healthy iridium glow to it. It actually looks very similar to what like the Cyclops visor had in it, or the iridium they had in the X-Men movies. Inside, where there's less backlighting, it has a nice strong mirror to it. And then the black iridium has a really, really strong mirror to it. If you have any backlighting or you're outside, this mirror goes away. Basically, you just have like the back base of it. So as I mentioned, it's the Wind Jacket 2.0. There was a Wind Jacket, which was basically a split jacket with a strap and a gasket kit, which was a smaller version of the new racing jacket, which was really the jawbone. So, names all around. Why they didn't call this the Eyeshade 2.0, I will never know. This is basically an Eyeshade 2.0. Unlike the jawbone, which had the extension on it, which in the jawbone, I would also say is kind of like a new eyeshade. But this really fits like an Eyeshade 2.0 because, for one, the look of it is dead on for the eyeshade. It doesn't have any extendable ear stems here, but basically, if you look in the back, it has the foam brow insert here, which is identical to the eyeshade. It has the two-layer foam, one that's soft and kind of grips your face, but then one that's going to hold up a little bit more and add some cushion to it. And then it has a rubber gasket here, which I assume you could probably take out. I'm not going to do it now in case I break it. I do hope that they sell these in the future as replacements, because I can see these kind of getting a little old and gross after a while. Again, like I had in my last review, it has a pin in the ear stem, which I really don't like, because if this is going to be a performance piece, it needs a breakaway stem. It's just, these things can, with how thin it is connected to the frame, this really needs something that you could pop back on should it fall and twist a certain way and come off. It has the radar or end frame nose piece here, so it has a nice cushion to it. And as far as fit goes, it squeezes your head a little bit going on, but it has a nice secure fit to it. And then with the brow foam there, it makes a nice cushion, and it really covers everything. I really like the look of these. With the jawbone that were kind of meant for cycling, I feel like this would probably almost fit that same need. I'm not sure why they classified it as a goggle. I would say the original Eyeshade was not a goggle. It was more of a biking pair of glasses. Very specific in its use, but certainly not in the league of goggles. Although if you consider it, like MX goggles and Eyeshades, those kind of have the same use to it. So maybe it does make sense. What do I know? But since it is classified as a goggle, the prism on these, and there's prism on all of them, basically there's Prism Torch, Prism Jade, Prism Sapphire, and Prism Black Iridium. But they're all the Prism Snow editions, and we first saw Snow, with the goggles. So we had like Prism Rose, the Prism Torch, and Prism Sapphire. Those came out maybe a couple years ago. But they didn't really make any big deal of it. They just, Prism was kind of new. It was all over the place. They really hadn't standardized what kind of base tints they had. Then we started seeing the M-Frame Alpha. And the M-Frame Alpha was kind of interesting because you could change the lens from the glasses to a goggle and vice versa. And as such, the lenses that they gave you were the goggle lenses, not the sunglass lenses. And then we had these guys here, and then we also have some additions called the Prism Snow Collection, which uses goggle-specific tints on just sunglasses, so there's no cross-reference at all. So the only difference is that if you look through the backs of these, the regular prisms, specifically the performance prisms, are going to be very distinct. So you have the road-specific one, the trail, the field, things like that. The Prism Snow is going to have a very strong rose base to it, and actually the base without any iridium is called Prism Snow Rose. And it's going to really help with the contrast with snow because it's going to do a very deep purple shift, and then anything that isn't purple is going to stand out pretty vibrantly. So we are going to be moving towards a lot of prisms in the future, and I'm actually going to make a very small second video on that, just kind of going over some of the features and expansion that Prism's going to take over the next few months or so. But I really like the colors that they chose, so looking at my database, we also have a couple matte black frames with the black iridium and the jade. We have a white frame with the Prism Snow Sapphire, and we also have a neon orange red with a Prism Snow torch. So we have 2 blacks, 2 torches, and then a couple random sapphires and jades. So one other thing aside from the glasses is that it comes with this sort of different micro bag. Some of the micro bags that come with glasses that come with extra lenses will have sort of an insert inside. The smaller ones with the dual lenses, they'll have like a small pouch which actually you put both lenses in. Some of them, which have the full shield lenses, will have like a whole solid insert where you can put the separate lens in. And that's actually why they're coming out with the hard cases that don't have the foam inserts anymore, because they're going to assume that you're going to carry the spare lenses inside the micro bag. This one has one on the outside. And if you open that up, you have a couple things inside. So you have an extra pair of nose pieces. I'm assuming that's probably the Asian fit nose piece. And you also have some straps on this. So this does have a strap, which you can put on the holes on the end of the stem here. So let's give that a try. So on the ends of these is just a sort of a rivet right there. You just push it in the hole there, it snaps in, and then you can have a strap kit for this. So you don't have to use it, but as far as being a goggle or performance piece, you want to make sure it is sort of secure. So basically this will not come off your head because it's going to be physically restrained to the back of your head. I would like to pick up a few more of these. For some reason I went online and they only had like 3 available. They had these 2 and then the white with sapphire. I came back the next day, they had black with jade, and then the sapphire was gone. So I don't know if they're having any sort of stocking issues with keeping these in stock, or if they've already started getting rid of some of the colors. Well, hopefully they stick around because I really like the way they look, and I'd like to pick up a few more, specifically probably the orange maybe, just because I like the nice vibrant colors. And I'd probably end up switching a few lenses around. But I love how they really kind of went out of the ordinary and got some really cool looking angles with this. Love the design, love the fit, don't like the pin hinges, but that seems to be a fact of life nowadays. So if you have a chance, I would definitely recommend you try these on and pick up a pair if you really like them. And I'm going to come back with I'm going to make sort of a supplementary video after this where I go over the prisms, so stay tuned for that. Thanks.